Life has a way of pulling people apart in unexpected ways, but sometimes it brings them back together, also unexpectedly. What started as an 80th birthday party celebration in Eloy turned into a surprise a lot of the guests did not see coming. 12 News journalist Kyle Simchuk brings us a love story a half-century in the making.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
At 80 years old, Steve Gove has plenty to celebrate.
I'm enjoying the fact that I'm here. My kids and family and friends are here with us.
Beside him is 78-year-old Judi Mutal.
And I'm happy that it's finally here, because it has taken some planning.
More planning than most guests realized. Steve and Judy's story began in the hallways of Seattle high schools back in 1963. Steve and his red hair caught Judy's eye at a Christmas party.
And in walks 6 very tall young men from Queen Anne in Letterman jackets, and one of them had bright red hair, and that was Steve.
They dated for nearly a year before life pulled them apart. Steve to college and eventually Vietnam. Judy to her senior year of high school.
We didn't have any friends in common that would allow us to stay in touch with each other.
For 49 years, they lived separate lives, marriages, children, careers, and divorces, never knowing they were sometimes just miles apart in the Seattle area.
15, 20 minutes away from each other.
Then in 2013, a Facebook coincidence changed everything. Steve commented on a photo posted by Judy's cousin.
And I'm like, I know that name. Oh my gosh, I wonder if it's him.
Their first meeting after nearly half a century felt surprisingly natural, and Steve took Judy's breath away again.
He said, I remember the Judi Powell. I need to get to know the Judi Mutal. I don't know that I've ever told you this. I got in the car and I sat there and I couldn't breathe. I could not breathe.
Really?
Within months of reconnecting, they were planning a future together in Arizona.
We kind of had a come to Jesus meeting and said, you know, how strong is this relationship?
Strong enough for them to leave Washington in 2014 and settle at Gove Ranch in Eloy, where close family and friends gathered over the weekend for a birthday and something even more special.
But then I realized we were going to have all of his family here. And I was going to have both of my sons here with their kids and wives. And when would we ever have another opportunity like this?
We have come not only to celebrate a birthday, but we've come to celebrate a marriage.
Their friends from Gove Ranch had no idea, but family members who traveled from Virginia, Georgia, Seattle, and Portland were all in on the wedding.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
I do pronounce that they are, at last, husband and wife.
For Judy, Steve brings something she'd been missing.
He just makes me laugh. He's a happy man, and I just love him.
So it works. There's the yin and the yang, if you want to call it that.
Proving that true love knows no timeline. In Eloy, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Look how happy they are. I love it. And just a few weeks ago, Steve and Judy were crowned king and queen at the Gove Ranch Senior Prom. So it's been an eventful month for them, Chris. How about that?
Yes.